Guys, good morning. Thank you for joining again today. Today we're going to talk about the cycle of business and the skill will matrix. Now, why I started with this cycle of business is that I found that many business owners, I think, have this in the wrong direction. And so when we talk about the cycle, think about what is your role. Okay? So if you are the business owner, are you taking care of your team? Everyone is complaining you can't find good workers, right? And or you can't trust this person and you can't. But what I see in is that the business owners are so busy taking care of the customers and the business. Ideally, your big role, yes, you might be involved in working in the business and to some extent with your customers and the business side of it, but your role as a business owner is to take care of your team. Okay, and the way you treat your team, the way you speak to them, the culture you set, that's how they also will take care of your customers. And if you learn to do how to take care of your team well, the team will also take care of your customer well. The customers in turn takes care of your business, and the business now takes care of you as the business owner. And that's how the cycle goes. If you're having it in the opposite direction or maybe in a triangular way, please look back at this and see if it makes sense for you and what you're doing, so that maybe why you are struggling with your team. Now, when we talk about team, right, some of us may have a situation where we can have our team high will, or they might be just, low will. Or some of them are highly skilled, but yet they are low will. And what do I mean by this is that let me bring this closer so that you understand. So if you look at your x-axis and your y-axis, we have a will and skill there. And if you are to do this exercise with yourself too, it's important, and with your team, who are the people that are very low skill in your company and who are high will people in your company? And you can plug their names into this category or this quadrant here. Then look at the people who are high, they're very high willing, right? They're the people that you can ask them to do anything. They're always there. They're on time for work. And, they're a good team player, every aspect. They're very willing set of people. But their skill, they're maybe not so maybe qualified, or they're not so technical incline, or whatever part their skill is maybe a little low, right? So you plug those people's their name up here, and then think about those who are very high skilled, knows very well what they have to do, doing it, and but yet they are very, maybe low on willingness. Now, when you think of these people, write those team member names that come to mind that are like that. And then think of, those who are very willing and yet they're very skilled. In your organization, you might have maybe the 80-20 rule apply here. You might have 20% of your team member who are in this quadrant of high will people and high skilled, while 80% of them might fall into these other three categories. Now, when you think of these categories and the production that you're getting out of the team, think of it: is it 80-20 or 20-80? When you plug your team members into these categories, you will also know where you stand with it. Now, so when you look at those names that you would have put down here that says low will, low skill, what do you need to do with these people? So some of these people, you might need to train them, you might need to coach them, but you'll need more direct supervision with them. So these people, wouldn't go and do anything out of the way, as in the skill side, and they might not be willing to go do anything. You might ask them, but they might just shut down. So think of how do you need to provide direct supervision to them, when you need to tell them, make everything very clear how they have to do it and how you want to. So You need to help them, right, develop a vision for their success. Mind you, sometimes some of the people that fall below in this category of low will, low skill might not be ideal for your team. Okay, and you might have to let them go. If you are not able to get them up to even more willing or more skilled to eventually move them into the category of high skill, high will, you might have to let them go. Now, those that are very willing and they might be low on their skill, think about what maybe you need to do to help them. What can you do, provide in training for them? How can you guide them? Right? And so they're looking for that. Yes, you in your coaching, I'm not sure how many, the team leaders, them, the owners, the organization leaders, or so, how are you interacting with your team member? Do you coach them often? Do you set aside time where you're just in a one-on-one with them? And those are important things when you think of team and building your team, right? So think about what do they need training in, and how can you maybe assign some training sessions with them or help them develop a training plan so that they can get better and eventually move them over into the high skill, high will. Now, when you look at the high skill people and the low willingness, these are people that, yes, you need to also be able to coach them and get to understand what motivates them, right? Their motivation level might be very low. And look at things that you can do to excite them, help them to be more involved in the team. So work with them in a sense in coaching them and motivating them, excite them with things that will help them want to be part of the team. And then those that are, yes, in this high will, high skill, it's not that they have arrived, right? That, okay, I don't need to do anything with these people. So what do you need to do with these people? However, you need to stretch them, right? So you extend out this square here a little bit more, and you stretch them. Set stretch goals that will help them to go bigger, dream bigger, do more greater things, delegate more tasks to them. They want the challenge, right? Because they're excited about growing. So when you think of wanting to retain your good people, right, that are there, think about how you are interacting with them. Look back at this skill will matrix and plot out your team members where they lie on this matrix, and then look at what you need to do with each one of them as you see where they fall on each quadrant, and work along with them. We have rolled out an engage and grow program in Guyana. It's very high intensive in building a company culture, right? And this is going to be so impactful for Guyana. And if you guys want more information on that, do call us and get how can you roll out that program in with your team so that you can have more engaged employees and you don't need to complain anymore about people who are not performing, or you might have a lot of people fall in that low will, low skill quadrant there, and you don't know what to do. And so call us, get more information, how you can get them enroll, you and your team enroll into that program so that you can build your skill, build their willingness side of it to bring their heart pretty much to the work, so that it's easy now. To skill part of it is training. So that's the easy part. You can teach, you can have them do a class or something along that line. But the hard part of it is something that you can teach, right? But when you pass through this program that we have with Engage and Grow, in engaging your team, bringing more engagement in the team or building a culture, it's important that you will see the difference of what it's going to do for you and your team members. So call us and get more information, complete the exercise with your team, and reach out to us. Share this video if you think someone needs to hear this, and if you need help, message us. Thank you, and do share the video.